as well, who wasn't able to join us, but Amira has done a really amazing job in putting this panel together and in working with my colleague Miriam and others on putting together both this panel and other events. And so I want to thank Miriam Saifi as well for all of her amazing work that she does in our office, the Secretary's Office of Religion and Global Affairs at the State Department. I'm going to be brief because we have a really amazing panel here in limited time. So I just wanted to kind of help frame a little bit of the discussion by mentioning that the fact that storytelling is an art form that has existed since the dawn of civilization, and stories convey the emotions that capture the essence of humanity in ways that other means of expression really can't do. And over the last several decades, we've seen an explosion of digital storytelling platforms such as podcasts and interactive web platforms that are bringing people from different cultures and backgrounds together in different ways. And of course, I think everyone is aware and familiar with the fact that we are in the current environment globally, politically, there's a backdrop of rising anti-Muslim sentiment and Islamophobia. And there's tremendous value in creating spaces and highlighting voices for Muslim women to share their stories and to process and derive strength from one another through a shared community. And so one of the purposes of today's gathering is to recognize the really amazing work that people like the women on this panel are doing to provide that platform for Muslim women globally, and for women and people in general globally to share these stories so that they can promote social change and in particular empower women and Muslim women in particular to reclaim their own narratives. One recent example, Shalini Obaid Chinoy's recent Academy Award, just shows the power of storytelling to spur changes in policies, specifically by calling for changes in Pakistan's law on so-called honor killings. So we are really honored to have representatives from Hijabi Monologues, the Muslim Women's Story Lab, to share their experience. We also have one of the co-founders of Sahio, a new platform that documents the stories of survivors of female genital mutilation and cutting FGMC in the Dawoodi Bora Muslim community. And we had the pleasure of co-sponsoring with the OIC a side event just last month on Zero Tolerance Day for FGMC. So this is a nice follow-up to that event. I'm also thrilled to have a representative from Breakthrough, a global human rights organization that's based here in New York and in New Delhi. One of Breakthrough's most recent initiatives, the G Word, where the G stands for gender, is a global storytelling platform designed to explore and break through the limits of society's expectations for men and women. I'd also like to give a shout out to one of our participants, a representative from StoryCorps, one of the leading innovators of storytelling in the United States. You've probably heard some of their amazing stories on NPR. StoryCorps recently launched a new smartphone app that lets anyone record an interview that will be archived at the Library of Congress, a really important and valuable tool. So we hope that through this event, we're able to obviously hear from our impressive panelists, but also we can help foster connections across storytelling platforms, both online and offline. And so without further ado, I want to thank all of you for coming, and I look forward to what will hopefully be a very dynamic and fruitful discussion. And I would like to ask our first speaker, Sahar Ullah, co-founder of the Hijabi Monologues, to kick off our panel discussion.